Planet Dolan.
From gay gap years to humans growing beaks, we look at 8 ridiculous lies that children believed. Hey there, I'm Hellbent. I'm here to learn you suspiciously amazing facts that I didn't just make up. Number 8. One little girl was convinced that just before puberty, humans went through a bird phase. Her babysitters told the 5-year-old that after entering puberty, you grew a beak that would eventually fall off. She was skeptical right up until her parents chimed in and confirmed that she would indeed have to go through that. The next time she saw her babysitter, she asked some more serious questions, and 10 minutes in, she burst into tears. I think they wasted a golden opportunity. They could have told her that Big Bird used to be a human but suffered from a condition that caused his entire body to morph into a bird. That would have really fucked her up. What, too mean? Nah. Hell, when I was a kid, they told me that you could cure hiccups by shoving a wire brush down your throat, and I turned out just fine. Number 7. One dad thought it'd be fun to convince his daughter that the fish in her fillet of fish was actually silverfish. This contender for Dad of the Year thought it'd be hilarious to convince his 5-year-old daughter that her burger was actually made from the slimy bugs you find in your bathtub. Well, if it's a free meal and it tastes good, then I don't really care, but I can see how a 5-year-old girl might be a little bit freaked out at that. So she put down her burger, and 20 years later is yet to touch another fillet of fish. Well, more for the rest of us. Hey, speaking of which, did you know that steaks are made out of cockroach guts? It's true. Slide that plate over here. Number 6. Sexuality is definitely a mysterious topic for kids, making it easy to confuse them with fibs. An especially insensitive sibling convinced her younger brother that at 18 you went through a second puberty where you were gay for a year. Then, after the year was over, some people stayed fabulous while others hung up the go-go boots and went back to being boring old hetero. Apparently, the truth came out when he asked his mom about what muff diving was like. Could have been worse though, she could have started giving him pointers. Number 5. Words are a tricky mistress when you're a kid, and it can be easy to misconstrue one word for another when they're all pretty new to you. One boy was told that appendix was another word for testicles. So every time he heard about someone having to get their appendix removed, he was horrified. Those poor ballless bastards. And when he heard about a girl having her appendix removed, he thought that girls have balls too. And all of this wasn't cleared up until he saw his first porn mag in his teens. They should have gave him some transvestite porn, just to keep the joke rolling till his first date.
Lacey, I kinda like you, a lot, and I was wondering if you would go to prom with me. I'll let you put your balls in my mouth.
Oh man, the Tumblerinas aren't gonna like that one. Trigger warning! Can I get a trigger warning here? Some very special people might not like this joke! Number 4. Adults aren't the only tricksters. Kids are devious little con artists too, especially in the playground. A boy born with one hand had the last laugh on some of his classmates. The hand was partially grown, so it was smaller and had little finger nubs. For years in elementary school, he told the other kids that an alligator had bitten off his arm and that his smaller hand was just growing back in. The con worked for years until they finally noticed that the hand hadn't grown a single inch in all the time that they'd known him. I'm sure it was fun while it lasted though, and thankfully nobody tried to chop off their own hand to test that little theory out. Number 3. Bodily functions are another mysterious subject for the kiddos, especially farts. One poor kid believed that if you held in a fart for too long, it would combine with the other farts over time and you would eventually explode, which is a terrifying prospect for a polite or shy child. Every time he had to rip one out, he thought he had to expel it immediately, like a fart demon, or else blam, the entire family would be incinerated. That's a pretty huge responsibility for a little kid. But I'm guessing when he ripped out an anal bagel, he looked at his dad and said,
I'm doing this because I love you, Daddy.
Number 2. One cheeky granny conned her grandchildren into always telling the truth. She convinced them that their tongues turned black whenever they told a lie. So the kids would come up with different strategies to hide their blackened tongues while they were telling a lie, only to give themselves away. When they tried to see it for themselves, Granny was all,
Oh, it only happens for a few seconds.
Granny, you crafty old bitch. Now I know how you roped in Granddad. I wonder what she has in store when it's time to switch off the life support. Number 1. Some stories your parents tell you are more psychologically damaging than cute, and this one's a good example. When asked how Santa was able to see when he was naughty or nice, one mom told her son that Santa watched kids through the air ducts. Hopefully he got over that whole Santa thing before his preteens. No one wants Santa peeking at your morning wood. That's one candy cane nobody needs Santa to be involved with. We're gonna have to start calling him Old Saint Dick. That does explain Santa's rosy cheeks though. What did you just see, Santa? You sick fuck. I don't think a peeping Tom has any right to judge whether somebody's been naughty or nice. What's the dumbest thing you believed when you were little? Let us know on the Reddit page linked below and you might be featured in a future countdown. But that's it for this countdown, so thanks for watching and remember to tape up your air vent before you spank it.
He's actually a man because it'd be easier to be a queen? There's literally no rational reason why. If Elizabeth was a man, he'd pretend to be a woman, bearing being transgender that is. On the side of that, Elizabeth's mother, Anne Boleyn, was executed by Henry VIII for not having a male child. So